The countdown to UFC 320 is in full swing, and the tension surrounding this card is electric. With 2 titles on the line and a co-main event that promises fireworks, fans are on the edge of their seats waiting to see how it all plays out. Cory Sandhagen versus Merab Dvalishvili has become one of the most talked about fights of the year, and for good reason. Both men have made their intentions clear, and the narrative heading into fight week is shaping up to be a battle not just of styles, but of mental willpower and pride. Sandhagen lit a spark when he took to Instagram with a bold declaration, promising fans that this time he's leaving with gold. He's been close before, hovering around the top of the bantamweight division, but there's a difference in his tone this time. He's no longer the hungry contender looking for recognition. He's a man who sees the belt as his destiny. On the flip side, Merab, the relentless Georgian machine, is refusing to back down. He's doubling down on his statements that he's willing to stand and trade with Cory, something that shocked fans at first. Why abandon the smothering wrestling pressure that earned him the championship? At first it seemed like trolling, but then his longtime coach Ray Longo stepped in, adding fuel to the fire. Longo has promised that Merab has leveled up across the board, not just in wrestling but also in striking. He hinted that the champ now carries knockout power, enough to put Sandhagen away. Suddenly, what looked like mind games has become a serious question. Is Merab about to show us a completely new version of himself at UFC 320? For Sandhagen, this is a career-defining opportunity. Analysts know he's dangerous, fluid, and creative, capable of delivering highlight reel finishes at any given moment. But as one commentator bluntly put it, he has to slow down a freight train in front of him. That train is Merab. Few men have been able to match Merab's engine, his relentless pace, and his refusal to stop. The clash between Cory's surgical precision and Merab's smothering pressure could easily end up being the fight of the night. While that co-main is stealing plenty of headlines, the UFC 320 main card is loaded with drama. Alex Pereira has dropped a bombshell about his last fight against Magomed Ankalaev. Admitting he was only at 40% that night at UFC 313, Pereira revealed that his training camp had gone so poorly that he was shocked he even made it into the octagon. And yet, despite being nowhere near his best, he still managed to hold his own against one of the most dangerous light heavyweights in the world. Meanwhile, Ankalaev wasn't shy either. He told his corner mid-fight that Pereira felt greased, too slippery for clean grappling exchanges. Though he stopped short of outright accusations, it's clear the fight left him frustrated. Fans still debate that matchup, but now with the rematch just days away, the stakes couldn't be higher. Pereira wants to cement his reign as the most feared striker in the division, while Ankalaev is determined to prove he is the rightful king at 205. The rivalry has all the ingredients of a classic, a controversial first fight, accusations of unfair play, and a rematch where both men are desperate to leave no doubt. Pereira insists even being at half capacity made him competitive, and at full strength he plans to leave Ankalaev unconscious. Ankalaev, unbeaten in his last 14 fights, wants to erase all doubt and begin a dominant reign. This is the type of fight that doesn't just decide a champion, decides the direction of the entire division, adding even more chaos to the mix. UFC's most unpredictable figure, Strickland, has found himself in yet another storm. Strickland recently got into a physical altercation with sparring partner Zelim Imadav at the gym. Things nearly escalated outside the cage. According to Magomed Ankalaev, who has trained closely with Strickland, the clash came from cultural differences and heated trash talk. Americans might shrug off certain comments, but fighters from Dagestan and neighboring regions take family and cultural respect very seriously. Tensions boiled over, leading to sparring sessions that didn't stop at the bell, repeated blow-ups, and even threats to take the fight outside the gym. Despite the chaos, Ankalaev still praised Strickland, saying he pushes the pace like no one else and believes he has what it takes to become champion again. In typical Strickland fashion, controversy follows him everywhere. And UFC 320 Fight Week has only amplified his presence in MMA headlines. Meanwhile, another storm is brewing at light heavyweight. Carlos Ulberg just delivered a brutal knockout of Dominic Reyes at UFC Perth. Finish so vicious it may have closed the book on Reyes' UFC career. Reyes, who once pushed Jon Jones to the brink and claimed he deserved the nod in their 2020 fight, has never been the same since. Olberg, however, has skyrocketed in momentum. With a clean knockout that sent shockwaves through the division, Olberg has suddenly emerged as a real contender, and he might be next in line for a title shot depending on how things shake out at UFC 320. Jon Jones, ever the master of throwing shade, couldn't resist. Tuning into the UFC's live press conference, he asked a simple, cutting question. Did Dominic win again? Fans exploded online, laughing at Jones's savage jab. The rivalry between them has long been one-sided in Jones's favor. And this latest comment only reinforced that Olberg isn't wasting time either. He's already volunteered to be the backup for Pereira versus Ankalaev, stating he'll fly to Vegas, cut weight, and be ready to step in if needed. With Yuri Prohaska and Khalil Rountree also in the title picture, the light heavyweight division has become pure chaos. But Olberg, a fresh face with knockout power, might be exactly what the UFC needs to inject new blood into the top of the division. UFC 320 is shaping up to be one of those rare cards where every fight feels like it matters. Sandhagen versus Merab is a battle of wills, a collision of styles that could redefine the bantamweight title picture. Pereira versus Ankalaev is a grudge match, with accusations, redemption arcs, and legacy all on the line. Strickland's drama only adds fuel to the MMA circus. While Olberg's knockout run has created a new buzz at light heavyweight, add Jon Jones throwing shots from the sidelines, and you have the perfect recipe for a card that fans will be talking about long after the final bell. The beauty of Fight Week is that everything is still speculation. We don't know if Merab will really trade strikes with Cory, or if Pereira truly will be at 100% this time. We don't know if Strickland will ever stop creating chaos, or if Olberg will officially punch his ticket to a title shot. What we do know is that UFC 320 is loaded with drama. And when the cage door closes, speculation will turn into reality. That's what makes MMA so addictive. It's unpredictable, raw, and always capable of shocking us. So what do you think? Will Cory Sandhagen finally achieve his destiny? Or will Merab prove once again that pressure and grit beats technique? Will Alex Pereira silence the doubters? Or will Magomed Ankalaev rise as the new king of light heavyweight? And does Carlos Olberg deserve the next title shot after his savage knockout of Dominic Reyes? Drop your predictions in the comments below. Hit that like button. And make sure you're subscribed for daily MMA news and updates. This is one UFC card you won't want to miss.